Hello, gentlemen. How you doing? I'll bring you up in a minute. Right. Hey, what's going on, Andre?
Hey,
What's
not
going
much, man.
on,
How you
Trey?
doing?
All right. All right. Gentlemen, welcome. All right, welcome aboard, man. We're gonna have some fun against tonight. How's everybody doing? I got you guys. Trey, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I'm
No,
doing
no,
good.
no, 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 no. I'm talking about Trey Ferg.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, can
Oh,
you? I can't.
I was
Yeah, I
on
hear you
mute.
now.
I can hear you.
Yeah, you
Okay,
was.
muted.
I know.
I
I'm
was
glad that
muted.
wasn't me. Hey, man, how you doing, man?
What's up, bro?
All right, all right. Hey, listen, man, we're gonna do some posts. So let's just get right into it, man. Some post NFL talk real quick. It's not much, but we got the combines coming up. They start tomorrow. Are you into the combines, Trey Fur?
I'm into all things football.
What about you, Andre?
No, I'm not. No, I don't really follow the Columbines too closely.
Yeah,
No.
man. I don't really follow the combines. What do you find exciting about the combines? Just looking at the prospects?
Yeah, it's really for those second, third, fourth, fifth rounders who, could possibly make a team, showcase what they got. Some guys have improved their 40 and their weightlifting max. So it's interesting to see how these guys transform over the past few months.
Yeah, so what do you find the most exciting when the quarterbacks get up there with the receivers and the running backs? Because I mean, the offensive linemen, what are they doing? Just hitting the tackling and dummy and shit. See how fast they can run and all that stuff.
Yeah, they're doing a little, it's almost like a little obstacle course, a little agility, pretty much agility, seeing how fast they can run and jump and move laterally, you know,
Yeah.
doing the drills like that.
Because I usually look at, I mean, I'll look at the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, some of the running backs, especially when they do the speed drills for the wide receivers. But I might even look at the combines this year now. Since I have a sports show, maybe I should get interested in that. maybe I should get interested in it. Anyway, all right. Listen, man, I got this. Did you guys see the Cam Newton fight? I'm a
Yeah,
player.
yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
A hot topic.
In a shocking video, former NFL quarterback Cam Newton appears to get jumped at a football game in Atlanta, Georgia. Per The Athletic, the event was organized by We Ball Sport, an apparel and sports media company that brought U15
He's tossing these guys around,
Georgia and
like
for eternity.
like
Newton,
dummies.
founder of C1N, a program that participated. The scenes are pathetic, but sadly an indictment of youth sports. And here's the thing. Individuals involved with top shelf performance via the
Fair use.
a wide receiver training facility in Atlanta that had youth teams in the event, approached Cam at the top of a set of steps. Cam was grabbed and a fight ensued. Two men shown fighting with the former MVP were both coaches for Top Shelf and formerly coached with Cam, according to a source with knowledge. And per Nehemiah Mitchell, the co-founder of Weeball Sports, everyone involved in the scuffle was removed. Police and security would have to step in as well. Cam, who boasts an audience of over 1 million subs on YouTube and a Twitter following of over 1 million, has yet to comment on the melee. The Top Shelf coaches, however, would.
Like what transpired, like what can make anyone, like so angry.
So the coach is going to say their part of it.
Apologize to everybody that was out there. Okay. The parents of not just our team, but everybody else was affected. Like that should have never happened. Like we should have been able to sit down and talk. Like there's no reason we should be yelling at each other while a game going on. Like ain't none of that necessary. So Cam has an organization. Mm-hmm. It's not just one team. He has organizations. So it's just been a lot of trash talk.
Look at my man's hair.
So his side of nowhere, just talking crazy to us for no reason. It's like it's not nothing new. Like I've been around bro for 5 years. Like it's typical Cam Newton behavior.
But Steph, you was right there.
Yeah, so
you was listening to the whole thing. So you heard him and you walked up.
Steph walked up there. Okay. As I'm walking up the steps.
All right, man, that's it. Because these guys are clearly trying to blame it all on Cam Newton.
Yeah, I noticed.
You know what I'm saying? They over here saying, "Hey, Cam did it, man." You know, we're innocent shit, man.
I mean, that guy sound like yeah. We just walked up, talked to him, and he started grabbing us and throwing us around.
They clearly look like they try to jump my man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know, so these are coaches. It's not even just the players. But oh man, let me get that. Let me turn that off. Anyway, but anyhow, man, that's funny, man. What's next? Oh, okay. So Tyreek Hill, the brother, man. I don't know what happens to these dudes, man. All right, so y'all gotta hear this story, okay? Listen, this guy's getting sued, and he slides into this honey's DM, you know, and shit goes really wrong after that.
On Friday, influencer Sophie Hall filed a lawsuit against Tyreek Hill, who plays for the Miami Dolphins. We're going to get some receipts, and we're going to try to figure out how we went from him sliding into her DM saying he's a stepdaddy to her having a fractured right leg, and see what this lawsuit says. And this was filed on Friday, February 23rd in Broward County, Florida. And the short introduction here is that Tyreek Hill, a National Football League NFL superstar, perennial Pro Bowler, first-team All-Pro, and world-class athlete nicknamed the Cheetah for his incredible combination of strength and speed, makes his living humiliating and outperforming his competition on the football field. So we're getting the language right away. Unfortunately, after getting, quote, humiliated in front of his friends and family when he was knocked backwards during a friendly football lesson by his friend Sophie Hall, Tyreek became enraged and forcefully and purposefully shoved Miss Hall, severely fracturing her leg, requiring surgery with orthopedic reconstruction and hardware implantation. Miss Hall?
All right, so you heard that. So essentially, she's suing him, right? Because they were playing, and she knocked him down, and he got up, man, and he rammed her as if she was a man. Now, she's a big chick, too, but still. I mean, if you could believe it. I mean, I don't see how these guys get themselves into this kind of stupidness, man. I really don't. It's just outrageous. I don't know how they do it. You know? So, any comments on that one?
Man, listen. I may not say I answer y'all like. First of all, they need to leave those snow bunnies alone altogether. They're going to take you through the ringer regardless if you married them, dating them, playing with them. And the fact that he went who knows as he did, you know, it's why you don't play with women. We know what's going on in America today. It's everything to get you. So why would you even put yourself in a position where you playing physically at all with a female you don't know, your girlfriend, whatever? This is something you just don't do. You know, and it's going to cost him millions because they're going to find him guilty. He's not going to get off just based off his reaction to her. So,
you know, it only matters how much she's asking for. It's really not the injury itself. It's all the punitive damages and all that shit. They trump up the numbers. I don't even know how they come up with their numbers. Anyway, so
I want to say something real quick about that. I just want to say that, you know, he gets hit by, 350 pound men all the time. How hard could she have hit him?
That's what I'm saying. So, she didn't hit him hard, right? She hit him hard enough for him to lose balance, so he lost face in front of like a crowd.
And then he got up and tackled her, I guess. Okay.
Yes. Because it wasn't like he got hurt. He just like, oh man, a chick knocked me down. I'm not gonna take this. I'm gonna bust her ass.
Oh, all right.
You know.
Whatever, man. Okay. Hey.
What I'm saying is you gotta have more restraint than that with all the stuff you got to lose. How could you possibly even get upset over that?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. My favorite saying, cracker adults, man, they can't control those type of impulses. It's I don't care what people say. You see it across the board. These guys in their 30s and under, they struggle with just even having any type of rationale, even thinking through the process. Why would you even retaliate in this manner? I mean, you know what you can do, so they get what they deserve to me.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right, so hey, listen, I gave him the okay, wait, hold on, fellas, for a second, fellas. I think I just got I got something in the back chat going on. There's the link. Sent it to him. No. Anyway, all right, let's continue on, man. Shoot. So all right, so this is nothing new, man. This is the same free agent chart. I just replaced it. I'll update it later on. So we'll be getting into free agents as the combines come in and they start making deals. We'll hear. Now, when is the draft? I forgot to put that down there. The draft is the draft in April?
It's towards the end of May, I think. Sometime
End of May? Okay. All right. So listen, man. Of course, man, we're in full-fledged NBA season, and okay, I think my man is up here. Let me see. Oh yeah, I can't connect. I don't know what's wrong with his equipment, man. Shit, man, come to the 21st century. Anyway, so when Stephen A. Smith has this thing against Zion Williamson, and it just won't. He just won't let it go. The guy's having a pretty damn good year, and the Pelicans decided they had enough of Stephen A.
Welcome back to NBA Central. So we got to discuss Stephen A. Smith's comments about Zion Williamson. Now, New Orleans Pelicans have won 8 of their last 9 games. Ever since that performance in the Final Four of the in-season tournament, I feel like they had they did some soul searching and were able to come out and really start to propel themselves. They're in, I believe, number 5 is Western Conference, and they're on an upward trajectory. We're going to take a look at Stephen A. Smith's comments today about Zion Williamson, as they weren't about basketball. This is Zion's best stretch, and for all the criticism that he's got, he's been out there playing in the games. He's been available. So as far as like what he's doing on the court, he's doing all he can on his ability. So we're going to listen to what Stephen A. Smith said. We're going to look at the response from Stephon Marbury and New Orleans Pelicans.
So it's not about his game. It's about how many burgers he's eating and whether or not he's going to be in shape, or is he going to keep eating McDonald's and have chefs clamoring for him to come to their restaurant. That's what he has to prove, that the chefs don't love him any longer, okay? That he's committed to playing basketball and being in shape. Outside of that, you look at New Orleans and you say to yourself, okay, they can have a chance, but you don't know about it.
Okay, so the official Pelicans team responded, and Marbury had a response too, and both of them had the same response, essentially, reminding him that he averaged 1.5 points a game. Speaking about basketball, it's good to put yourself in perspective at times. You're so critical of people. Stephen A. Smith rarely breaks down games, right?
All right, so we're going to stop that there. So, that's the point, right? Stephen A. Smith, let me see back down. All right. Yeah, he's not. He can't. His mic ain't working. I'm looking at the chat over here. Anyway, listen. Stephen A. Smith. I don't know what he got against Zion Williamson. He's having a pretty good year, by the way. He's healthy. He's having a good year. I mean, what do you guys think it might be? That Stephen A. Smith is just focused in on him, and I don't think it's professional anymore. It's just like cyberbullying. I mean, what's your guys' opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, those comments, are they recent that he made them?
Yeah. He just said it last week. Stephon Marbury even came in, and then the Pelicans sent them this picture, and they're just trying to troll him back, saying, hey, "Man, what's the deal?" I've been watching some of the Pelicans game. I said, how thin do they want Zion Williamson to become? He's a big dude. He's not going to be thin. He's never going to be thin.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, as long as he performs on the court, it's and he's a decent weight. I don't see what the issue is. But I don't know. What's up,
Yeah.
Stephen A?
Go ahead, Trey Ferg. I mean, I don't know.
Listen, if it was Stephen A's son, a daughter, and somebody was constantly going at them, he'd be sad as hell on TV, talking about leave my children alone. That's bullying. The fact that you got a brother that's this size and can dominate the way he did, man, that's a marvelous feat to me.
Yeah.
He's stuck in the Michael Jordan era, unfortunately. It's just unfortunate. He's going to compare everybody and everything to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was the guy he was dreaming about when he was younger.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's unfair because Zion Williamson would have played consistent. He would have had the same numbers then that he has now. He would have had the same numbers. Charles Barkley did, and he jumps higher than Charles Barkley to me.
Yeah, exactly. The round mound, the rebound. That's
the fact that, I don't know, man. He gets paid to do what he do. He's always going to be highly critical of the brothers anyway. So
yeah, but now somebody's on his ass.
So now he needs to watch his mouth, because once the organizations start coming at him, those are the ones that have a little bit more control of what happened. They can make a call, and next thing you know, you might not see him as much because it's already happening. It's already happening. They've already took him off a few things already on ESPN. So, his days are numbered if he keeps going this way.
Well, you think it's because of the calls? Okay, so this guy, I don't know if you know Jason Whitlock. I guess everybody does. He's on Stephen A's ass. He won't let up because he calls him a fraud. He says everything Stephen A is about is a lie.
I broke Stephen A. Smith, and today
let me get that.
I broke Stephen A. Smith, and today I'm going to show you the proof.
No game whatsoever. Plays no defense. Man cannot play the game of basketball. He has small hands. He can't catch the ball. He's got bad feet. He can't really move, even though he's mobile. Doesn't really know what he's doing. Doesn't have a post move that he puts to memory that he can do 2 times in a row. He has no game whatsoever.
I'm gonna play a couple of minutes of this, man. Hold on.
Passion or anything that comes.
So that's what the Pelicans did, and they used that Photoshop. We had the same Photoshop, but the 17 was the number, talking about the 17 straight threes. But Stephen A's voice trash talking everybody, and then just showing the clips and the receipts of Stephen A. This is the Pelicans doing publicly what everybody in the NBA is doing privately. And this is why the whole media ecosystem is rigged and phony. They never talk about publicly, generally speaking, what they're talking about private. They never get at the truth. But Stephen A. is feeling the heat because I'm sure his DMs, his text messages, his little private conversation, he can feel that everybody is laughing at him. Everybody knows Stephen A. Smith is a fountain of BS. And it's eating at him. And so yesterday,
just do a couple more minutes.
Circled back to address what the Pelicans did to him over the weekend. He's trying to stop. He's trying to put a Band-Aid on a dam that has broken. He's trying to plug a little hole, and he's seen other little holes, and he knows that if the Pelicans get away with publicly dissing him, it won't be long before other NBA and or NFL franchises, fan bases, he could become a meme, a joke, a laughing stock over social media. And he's paid a lot of money. And the agency, I think he's represented by WME or Endeavor, or whatever. I think Mark Shapiro's his agent, whatever agency he runs now, I think with
Ari Emanuel. He's at the top of.
But y'all got it. Look at that. Broken bad. He got to be like, oh man, he's really getting Stephen A. So, listen, I just think that Stephen A. Smith, his time is, you know how you be on the top, and you've been on the top so long, you think that you're impervious to anything. You know what I'm saying? And you can't, he's seeing his end in sight. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm playing. There's somebody backstage.
yeah, he can't get on. His thing is not working. It says, he can't get on because it says his device is not connected.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna just send him. Anyway, so yeah, I was gonna let him on, but I was just saying that, so I don't know. I mean, have you guys been aware of this feud going back and forth? It's not even a feud because I think my man is destroying him. You
can call it destroying. Either way, it looks bad, regardless to me. I don't care who's winning this. Both of them are.
The other one I couldn't get. Hey, Charles, how you doing, man?
Hey, Rich, I'm all right, man. Hi, guys.
All right.
Hey, what's up, bro?
All right. Finally connected.
That's cool, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Trey. First.
Both have a national platform, and it's, they arguing over frivolous stuff. Put it in the ring. Both of y'all get in the ring and duke it out or whatever. Put some gloves on. I mean, other than that, it shows that we have very little credibility in what we do. It's the bigger picture that I look at. To me, I don't care about what we feel about it in our community. We ain't making no moves. We ain't paying nobody. But to the bigger picture, it just shows that we have a lack of decorum, and I don't know, man. This is all bad. I don't care how you look at it.
Well, let me ask you this then. See, my thing is, now Stephen A. was the one who wrote the book. He keeps saying all his bona fides, and I tell you, man, Jason Whitlock has put monkey wrenches through everything Stephen A. has said. How he got on the team, and there was another Stephen A. on the team, a Stephen Smith on the team. I mean, it's bad, and it seems like he's being protected by the industry. Charles, you got anything to say on this? I don't know if you've been up on this feud going on with Stephen A. Smith.
I haven't been following though, but I know Stephen Smith talks a lot, man. Most of the time, I don't know. I don't agree with what he says a lot of the time, but he's a good talker though.
All right, well, we can move off of that. Hey, listen, every week I try to put two players up against each other, and this one I have Brandon Ingram. He's got 8 years in the league with the Pelicans up against Jimmy Butler, who's a seasoned vet, who's probably only got a few more years left. But if you look at the numbers, Brandon Ingram has numbers similar to Jimmy Butler in terms of if he continues on that same path, they might have a similar career, except that the Pelicans need to win some playoff series. Jimmy Butler doesn't have a ring yet, though, but he's been in some big games, right? So, so if you look at the numbers, they're like similar. Of course, games played is more for Jimmy Butler. He's been in the league for 14 years, but minutes played, points, rebounds, assists, and their shooting percentage is pretty good. 46% for both of them. So, Ingram is kind of underrated because you don't see him because he's on the Pelicans. He's not on one of those teams that they show a lot. They show him a little bit more because of Zion Williamson, but he's a good player, man. So, hey, what say you guys? Anybody have any? You guys are too quiet, man. Obviously, nobody's watching basketball.
I mean, I watch it, but I ain't watching it that closely. I'm not analyzing this that closely, but
that's funny, man. No, I mean, what, man? Go ahead, Trey.
I think in reference to both of these players, I don't know. Jimmy Butler, he has the ability to have a higher point average, but to me, I think he's at a point in his career where he's not going to put forth that effort as consistently as he was when he was younger, because there's days where he's not playing. He's not trying to be the MVP of the league. So as far as him playing the requirement to be MVP, it's not that important to him. I think Miami understands his value, and they're going to play him according to their need as the season goes. So Brandon Ingram, I think he's a good player. 19.4 points a game for his career is decent. That's nice. But as a second tier player, I think that's where he'll always be, just based on who he is. I don't think he'll ever go above 26, 27 points a game unless he's like shooting more. But he has I don't understand the Pelicans. They have a team that if you look at them on paper, you're like, man, they should be in the top 4 or 5, in the Western Conference. But it's like they're not consistent enough to me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they need
they are in fifth place.
Yeah, and see, that's great, but they're going to need to up their game as the season winds down and go into the playoffs because, Clippers, Nuggets, I don't know who's in third, but 4, but they all can potentially.
The Timberwolves are up there, Denver's up there, so. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I mean, the best thing they need to do is try to get into 4th place at least, so they'll have a home series. You got to be in the the 4th place, at least get a home series in the first round. You got anything on this, Vic?
I don't see them going in deep in the playoffs, to be honest. I think
I me either. But they got McCallum. They got McCallum. They have Zion Williamson. They are playing better. And I think this is a pretty good record for them if they stay healthy. McCollum is still out, but I think they'll be dangerous. I don't know if anybody's just going to want to play them off the bat, but we'll see.
I see them winning one series maybe, but I don't see them going in deep. Like I said, I don't know because the West
if they're in 5th place, they might not even win that. All right, so here's the power rankings.
Yeah.
Here's the power rankings. The Celtics are very hot, man. I don't think they lost since the All-Star break. OKC, that's the other team y'all were thinking about in the West. They're hot too. Timberwolves. You see the top 5 teams, 6 teams on the power rankings are from the West.
Yeah.
Then you got the Knicks and Cavaliers, then back to the West. Only like 2 teams out of 10. From the East on this power rankings thing. So the one thing that the NBA has that I think hurts them is that there's like low periods in the season where, if you're not an ardent fan, you're not watching a lot of NBA. I don't know how many people buy the NBA package. Do any of you guys have the NBA package?
No, I don't.
Neither do I, I mean, if it's not on regular TV, TNT, well, first of all, TNT, ESPN, and NBA Network, I guess, man, they show enough games. You gotta really be a hard fan to get the package.
Along with MSG and
yes.
And yes,
if you're a Knick, and I don't get MSG anymore, but yeah, when I used to get that, you get all the Knick games, you can get all the Net games. So there's a lot of games you can see for free.
Yeah.
So I guess you got to be a real big fan to get that daggone NBA pass. It probably depends on where you live too. But in this area, man, they flood you with game.
In case you guys are LeBron James fan, this weekend is going to hit 40,000 points. and we're not going to see that happening. Maybe not another another 40 years.
Maybe not ever.
Maybe not ever,
maybe
right?
not ever. Now he did become the top dog, right?
Yeah, but I know, but he's going to hit 40,000. I think it's like 84 points away or something like that.
Yeah,
See
but
another
only
2 games.
40,000 I want to see is the Dow hitting 40,000. That's what I want. That's what I want to see.
Who was number 2 behind him?
Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem.
Kareem.
Yeah,
Who don't get enough
credit. Okay, well.
Yeah, I don't think there's.
Credit.
Yeah, I don't think there's another active player anywhere near.
I'm an active player. But, yeah.
I got to look that up, man. I'll look that up.
Nobody's in the 30,000s that's active. Nobody's in the 30s. Everybody.
KD has 29, and he's the closest one. I mean, to catch up with him.
Wow,
29,000.
yeah,
So
KD is not that forgetting.
Wow.
KD's long in the tooth himself.
Yeah, but KD's like 35 years old. He's not going to catch the ball.
That's what I said. He's long in the tooth himself, man. And he don't have 30,000 points.
Nope. Yeah, but he has 29 though, 29 and change.
Yeah, but that's 10,000 points, man, between LeBron and anybody else. That's big.
Wow.
Ain't gonna catch him.
No, nobody's catching him. Nobody's catching him.
I can tell y'all this though. Once LeBron retires, everybody that was coming into the league between 2003 and 2005, they're gonna start fading all them guys out. Once LeBron leaves, everybody gonna be stepping away.
Well, you know what? Let's talk about that. How are they gonna retool the league? I mean, we got some up and coming players, but none of them are the face of the NBA.
Well,
like Steph Curry only has maybe 3 or 4 years left, 5 years max.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing that?
Well, the kid from France is the new face of the NBA, I think, in a couple of years.
Oh, the tall dude.
Victor Wembanyama.
Oh, yeah, but you know, when's the last time a foreign dude became the face of the NBA, even if his skin has...
Hey, he's good, man.
Well, Arpane, they were talking about this yesterday. They're looking at Giannis, Luka, who else? I think Morant was on his way, but he got too many problems. He needs to get it together. He could be. If he can change it around, he could be in the next 2 years. But right now, I think it's long.
I don't have no faith that he's not going to do something stupid again.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, no faith whatsoever.
He don't want to give up his friends.
But that kid at OKC, he's not bad. SGA.
Oh yeah, Gilchrist Alexander is somebody.
Yeah, he might just, who knows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. But you know what I'm saying is, listen, the NBA always seems to find somebody, and right now there's so much backlash against LeBron. There's a lot of people who like LeBron James. They can't wait for him to leave. They think he's the one holding the league back. Said LeBron's holding the league back. Shoot, just leave already.
I mean, he can still dominate. He can still, make a difference. So.
No, he can't. But look, okay, so we see the standings, right? I mean, if y'all could read that, it's small, but you got the Timberwolves, you got the Celtics. You got these teams that you don't have no faith in the playoffs. The OKC, are they going to win a playoff series? I don't know. Are they going to beat the Clippers? Then of course, Golden State has moved into 9th place. And they were out of the playing games just around 5-6 games ago. So they're trying to get hot there. They're starting to get healthy again. And crazy ass Draymond Green is he hasn't done anything stupid lately. But you can't have any faith for him that he ain't gonna do something stupid before it's all over.
Yeah.
And then of course the Celtics are hot in the East. And of course the Bucks should be better. But right now, JJ Redick is beating the shit out of what's the coach? He can't stand the coach.
I didn't hear about that. What? Anything happened?
Oh, yeah, he was on Facebook, man. I mean, not on Facebook, on First Take. What's the coach's name? Doc Rivers. Oh my God, JJ's on his ass like hot old rice, man. All right, so the injury report we don't have to go through. It's nothing that we don't know. But the thing about this link that's good is they updated all this, and I don't have to change the link because every time I click it, it's updated every week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you know what? This wasn't going to be a long show anyway. So I got a couple more slides when I get into it. So here's this thing. There's trouble on first take. There's a little bit of trouble on first take in terms of that JJ Redick has a different mentality of how he thinks they should be talking about basketball. And of course, Stephen A likes the salacious kind of stuff, and JJ Redick is more X's and O's. He wants to talk, but X's and O's don't get you the views.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the
thing that I wanted to talk.
Let me move this up a little bit.
The thing that I wanted to talk to Amin about, though, in terms of selling yourself, because I really do find fascinating for reasons.
This is Levitard. He used to be on ESPN too.
Move. How often I'm talking about the industry. But you know at this point that First Take has gone from the most criticized show that ESPN had to now a real kingmaker in a space when all of these media members are creating their own content islands and businesses. The career of JJ Redick has been fascinating to me to watch for a number of different reasons. Keep in mind, JJ Redick had his choice of all the jobs he wanted in basketball. All of them. He could have been a coach if he wanted to. That seems like a nightmare compared to what he's doing. What he's doing, very smartly, using First Take as a tool, is being on First Take, being smarter than anyone at ESPN about basketball, and knowing that he's smarter than anyone at ESPN at basketball, and now condescending both the audience and the people with him on First Take with a smugness that is unique to him because he's a Duke guy and he's known how to be hated for 25 years. And so I want to talk for a moment about what he did yesterday, a couple of different things that he did. One, he goes on First Take, purposely using that platform the way Shannon Sharp is, grateful for it, while condescending, while mocking it, while on it, in a way that makes Stephen A. Smith turn up the argument and makes for good television, indisputably good television. JJ Redick's good at television. Stephen A. Smith is great at television. Yesterday on the show, JJ Redick pulled back the contrivance of the sports argument in a way that made Shannon Sharp yell at him, because Shannon Sharp saying, you got to discuss the hypothetical, and Redick saying, I talked in the meeting about this. I don't have a place for disagreement here. I want to educate fans. I want to be smart. But you don't want the education, he said. When I put up a clip of 9 straight Zion possessions, you don't want to see that. That's got 54,000 views. But when I say Doc's not accountable, 10 million views, because that's what you want. And so I'm giving the customer what they want. And what he's doing is creating the career that all of these guys, Amin, who are just as competitive at 40 than they were at 20. They're all trying to win the media game. And what JJ Redick is doing is he's now got some of the most powerful positions in sports to be smarter than others, to remind you that he's smarter than others, that he knows it, and to deal with the consequences, because he's been a villain for 25 years, of that wildly increasing his profile, because now he's polarizing as well.
All right, so let me stop it there. So I don't know if you guys watch. Dre, are you still watching First Take, Andre?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
so what do you think about JJ?
I have it on. I don't watch it that closely, but I do have it on in the background.
But what do you think about? I mean, but JJ Redick is on there every day, correct?
No, not every day.
Okay.
No, he just a special guest sometimes.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think about when you see him? I mean, is Dan Levitard on the money about JJ? I know he gets into it with Stephen A. on a regular basis.
Yeah. No, I think Dan is right. I think Dan is correct. I think JJ using that platform. And
everybody's starting their own podcast. It's like a la carte dining. Right? Yeah. Everybody says, shoot, let me get my little piece of that action. Stephen A. But Shannon Sharp is the one with the millions of views. Everybody's trying to catch Shannon now with the million subscribers and everything like that. So these guys are really serious about this thing, man. So anyway, I was just seeing what y'all think about it.
But
And
the guy made a comment that he could have been a coach. I think he's maybe overestimated there. I don't think he was that.
who,
I don't
JJ?
know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Of course, he could have been a coach. Yes,
he
he could have
could have
been
been
a
a
coach.
coach. Oh, okay, I don't
Yeah.
follow him, so I don't know how smart he is. Okay.
I mean, no, listen, the guy played for 15 years. He's the kind of guy who would transition into a coach.
Okay.
You know, he was a role player, so that means he had to know the game to stay in the league that long.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's different than a superstar who thinks everybody should just be intuitive about the game. He had to be in the trenches, man. If he stayed on the court for 15 years, let me tell you, he knows how to play basketball because he had to be more fundamentally sound.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so he had a decent career.
Our pain.
Yeah.
Just based on that logic that you gave, would JaVale McGee be a good coach? He said,
no, but JaVale McGee wasn't no daggone guard. You know,
but he be a coach. Do you have to be a guard to be a coach?
No guard. He didn't have you to just run down under the court, JaVale, and just get the ball on the lob. That's not the same thing as handling the ball.
So you mean tell me only guards can be coaches? I think no.
Oh man, I hear where you going with that, Trey Ferg. It's not the same, man.
Come on, you saying a guard has a high basketball IQ?
Yeah.
Yeah, come
Absolutely.
on, man.
Come on, big.
You guys are telling me the guards don't have a higher IQ?
Come on.
Oh no, come on, man. Listen, okay, so wait a second. Let's just
Hakeem Olajuwon didn't be a good coach.
No, that's why he's not coaching. Look at Patrick Ewing. He's trying to be a coach. He waited 100 years, then he finally got a coach in Georgetown, and they're still looking for their first win. You know, I mean, all I'm just trying to say is that you guys trying to tell me that the position you play doesn't aid in you understanding some of the game?
Let me tell you, when the coach is calling plays, all the guys hear the plays. All the guys are aware of what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. On the basketball court, the point guard and sometimes the point forward have to understand a little bit more about the game because they're called on to be in the right positions to shoot more. And then if you're the point guard, you got to guide all the rest of the dudes, right? Unless you're a guy like Larry Bird. And he tried to be. So all I'm just trying to say is that if I'm a center, you know, the amount of plays I need to know is a whole lot less than if I was a point guard. I mean, that's just like a quarterback.
Yeah.
Just like a quarterback in football.
Yeah. I see your point.
At least that's what I think. I could be wrong. You guys tell me. I mean, you guys already telling me that JaVale McGee, you know, he might be a good coach. Who knows?
Yeah, I think any former player could be a coach. You know, has the potential, but a lot goes into it though. That, you know, they have to want to do it.
I'm just talking about the intuitive. But you know what? I shouldn't trash him. He's been underestimated his whole life, JaVale McGee. Actually, sometimes he plays some brilliant games. You know, but Trey Ferg, man, I still don't.
It's your ability as a coach. It's your ability to motivate players and have them reach into spaces that they never imagined that they can reach into and get the best out of them. That's to me as a coach. I know coaches that have been successful and never played the game, but if they know how to motivate a player, then I think it really goes in. And as a coach, you have to continue to learn too, evolve as the players evolve. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. So
there's more to it than calling plays.
Yeah. Listen, I hear you. There's a personal thing to it.
There's
but if you guys canvass your mind across the NBA about the men who are coaches, how many of them are big men?
Probably none.
Well, no, there's a couple.
Well, Phil Jackson was the big
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a couple.
Yeah.
There was a couple. Phil Jackson is a good one because he's one of the best. So so there goes my argument, right? There you go. But he was a role player. He was never more than a role player, so he knew the game. Yeah. Anyway, so that's it. So so listen, JJ Redick and Stephen A were going at it a lot. So you know, just pay attention to that when you watch First Take, because There's some people telling JJ that he needs to leave first take.
Oh, okay.
You know, so and I don't think he will right now. I think he ain't ready. But when he makes his move, I think it's going to be a big one. Let's get to the next chart. Again. Shoot, man, they won't let me get to the next chart. There you go. All right, WNBA. This is sister, right? Flo J Johnson. She's contemplating staying an extra year, I believe, if she can in college, because they wrote an article about that the college ladies are treated much better and make more money than the WNBA ladies. And I got a thing up here, right? So the average WNBA salary is like $147K a year. So these ladies, and they travel commercial mostly. Well, most of the teams, if not all of them, travel commercially. And the chicks in college, man, they're on private jets. And if you're a good player, you get her NIL is like 1.1 million. And Angel Reese is 1.7 million. And I'm surprised Caitlin Clark is not more than $1 million yet. I think that's an under thing. I think she's getting more than that. But they all have luxuries that the WNBA pros don't. So when they graduate from college and they go into, the WNBA where the chicks are, rough. I mean, I'm trying to be nice. And nobody really wants to see the game. Their lifestyle goes down. That's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was an article written about that because look at all the flack they're giving Caitlin Clark, right? All the white ladies, the white people for the most part, and real sports fans, regardless of color, want to see her go into the WNBA and turn that shit out. But it's not clear that she'll be welcome, amongst all the, butchies, tough players in there, because they don't like to glamorize themselves in the WNBA. Not enough, right? And they got bad attitudes.
But I think not every woman in the NBA is living that lifestyle. Not all of them. Some of them try to hold on to their feminine look or
Some
whatever.
of them but they ain't leading the charge, though. Right?
But here's the thing.
Okay, go ahead, Trey. Go ahead.
This is probably one of the greatest things that could happen to the black athlete. You may just get a basic scholarship, but if you can get an NIL, and that's at any level, NIA, Division III, 2, whatever, the money may not be as much, but if you can make an extra $20,000, $30,000 going to college and you playing the Division III ball, that's a win. And you graduate.
I agree.
I can understand the ladies. I say stay in school 4 years, graduate with your degree, make as much millions, save as much as you can, and then if you want to go to the NBA, why not step into the ring? If not, you'll have a career already set aside for yourself, and you don't have to get out here and try to hustle like all of us regular folk are doing because you got that money stacked up. If you have a good backing. Now, Caitlin Clark, she's going to make more money in the WNBA than she makes now. She's going to make millions.
Yes, she will.
Once she gets into the WNBA. And I don't see her really going. I don't think the NBA is her end all. I think she has other options and she ain't really sweating it like, sisters that come from a single mama, grew up in the hood. That ain't the same.
No, I hear you, but most of her money going to come from endorsements, probably, right? For sure. This is from their words talking about they're reticent of going into the WNBA any quickly because of the lowering of their lifestyle. Can you imagine? And the truth of the matter is, even visually, college female basketball is more exciting than WNBA basketball. It gets more ratings. I've watched female college basketball as well, especially in the heydays of Gino Uriyama and Connecticut and all those guys, man. Kentucky and all those. Some of those teams were a really good team. Anyway,
But Rich, but before you
yeah,
switch on that, are you certain the average salary for WNB is like 150K?
yeah. I thought it was high.
I can't believe that. That's, I mean, the
What
owners
do you
are
think
making
it
so
is?
much
What do you
money.
think it is? What do you think it is?
I would think they will be making less than half a mil.
No, they ain't making that much.
Wow.
They got to. Most of them have regular jobs. In the off season, they got to play overseas. That's why Brittany Griner was in Russia. She made
Yeah.
her, he or whatever the hell she calls herself, made her money over in Russia.
Yeah, I mean, all these owners are making all that money. They're selling all those tickets. They're
Listen,
getting over like a fat rat.
no, they're not. No, they're not. The WNBA hasn't had a profitable season since its existence.
Wow.
They
Okay.
get subsidized. They get subsidized by the NBA.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Well, yeah, man. They don't make any money, and it's not because men don't watch them. The women don't watch them either.
Yeah, but I
You
still
know,
think the salary is way too low. They should be
listen.
paying.
I didn't make that up, man. I mean, maybe the
Yeah.
person who wrote it. It was in the context of this article about Johnson that they said the average. And remember, that's an average salary. They might have some that make more, and they got some that make less.
Okay. Okay.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's an average salary. But I thought that was high, though, Charles. I
Yeah.
thought that was high. I
I
didn't
thought
even
they
know it
were.
was that high.
I thought they were making millions. To be honest,
Oh no, no.
I guess the NBA salary spoiled my way of thinking because in the NBA those are making like 40, 50 million a year, and I'm thinking, wow, you can compare that to 150K. Dang.
Well,
Yeah.
think about it, man. The NBA brings in billions of dollars a year.
Yeah. But think about it. In our opinion, now, listen, man,
Go ahead.
what are most of these guys on these panels complaining about and these women? Listen, 147,000 per year plus 5 to 6 months of work. Hell, we'll take it. Everybody on YouTube will take it. I don't care. Let me go play ball for 6 months and I get 147,000. Look, I'm gonna shut up and play. I mean,
Yeah,
it
but
don't seem like a lot, but they playing a sport though. We've taken sports too far. Now, all of this money here, what's that about? $3 million, a little over $3 million. Hell, come on now, we'll take it. I mean, no, to me, that's just me, And if
Hey,
they can
listen,
go
man, I'm
overseas,
not throwing it back. I wouldn't throw it back. I'd keep 147,000. If I
yes,
had
sir.
147,000 for 6 months of work, yeah, I'd take it.
yeah,
You
but
know we
yeah,
will.
but you have to look at the entire market, though. Like, but you said the WNB is not making any money, but let's say the owners were making millions or billions. They should pay the players. But you said they're not making any money, so maybe that's
Nah,
why.
the league is being subsidized, man.
Yeah,
So so the revenue, the revenue barely pays expenses. So usually the owners, man, of these teams are just using it as write-offs. They're losing
yeah,
money every year.
yeah.
You
That
know,
makes sense. Yeah,
So anyway, but they want to keep the league alive, and it's amazing that you would keep a losing league alive for almost 30 years,
that's what I'm
though.
saying. It makes no. I didn't know it. It makes no sense.
Well, right now the NBA can't afford the WNBA to fold.
Mm.
I think that's what it is. It's like a lost leader, right? In our off season or part of the season, we'll have these women play, even though nobody's watching. It's just like an extension. It's like a something for women for the women to do.
I think the
Yeah.
average salary in the WNBA is like 102 or 3,000. The problem is these women like to spend too much damn money. They buy too much stuff. The money is workable. You know what I'm saying? If you're making over 100,000, it's workable. But
It's not
again,
that it's not workable. It's not that it's not workable. It's just that they can't get past comparing it to the NBA.
they never will.
And they never will. And the women, they're women. I mean, women spend, they're going to spend their money, man. They're on the road. They're in different towns. They're going to spend that cash. And the ones who might be a little bit more fiscally responsible are probably the ones who have kids or who are married. But the single ones, man, that money's going out as fast as it's coming in.
Yeah, probably right.
You know. So I mean, it's not a lot of money. So they all have like summer jobs and stuff like that, so they can live the lifestyle they want to live, which is not a bad thing either. Because there's no sense in being idle for the other 6 months. You got to do something, you know. So
Mm.
anyway, here's the same boxing schedule I just made. Until these games, I'll be taking these off as we get there. These are a lot of people ain't boxing fans, but these are some boxers that I'm familiar with, and I'm gonna try to catch as many of these fights as I possibly can. And so, the first one is on March 8th. I might skip a couple, but once they start, once they start having these fights, I'll probably be talking a little bit more about them. Like I like Joshua, I like to see, but he's got a glass jaw, so I'm gonna try to watch that fight. Hopefully, I'll catch it on replay somewhere. It's not even a championship fight; it's only 10 rounds. But everybody on this list, I know at least one or two of each one of the matchups. So that Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia fight should be really interesting in April.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Alvarez, he's fighting the other Charlo brother, who's a little tougher than the one he beat already. But I think he'll beat him pretty easily as well. So anyway, I don't know. So that's about. All right, Mark Jackson has a podcast. Andre, did you know about that?
No, I didn't know that. Is that his son?
Yeah, that's his son.
Oh, okay.
Did any of you guys know he had a podcast? He just started out.
Nah, I didn't know.
I didn't know.
That's fine.
Straight to the point. Okay.
Breaking news on the swivel at the port.
Mark Jackson. Honored to be here. Real. Don't know. I am Mark Jackson, the host. This is my co-host, Mark Jackson II, affectionately known as Blue. He's more than a name, more than my son. Tell him who you are.
Oh, it's a big deal to be your son, man. I don't want to diminish that. I love you a lot. My mentor, you my father, so I don't want to diminish that. But on top of that, I am a singer, songwriter, producer. I've worked with many artists that you may know. I played for Coach Rick Pitino, who coached my father also at University of Louisville, so I have a little bit of knowledge when it comes to this game. But I'm just overall grateful to be here, and I'm excited to start this with you, Dad.
I'm proud of you. Emotional. Breaking news. I'm proud.
It's too early. Shut the tears yet. Shut the tears yet.
2 minutes in, I'm crying. That's awesome because you're not just a guy sitting here as my son. Live basketball, play basketball. He's falling short. I'm proud and honored to be hosting the show.
I'm proud. So, what makes you today, right now, at this moment, decide to venture out into the podcast realm or into this different digital space? I watched you do broadcasting. I watched you play in the NBA. What went into your decision to do this at this time?
Well, if you don't know, I got 5 kids. That'll make you make an adjustment at Audible real fast. That happened, and then what also happened was 2 legends out of New York City, 2 guys from Harlem. Never know your impact. When I got fired, they took my firing personally. Basically, had a vision, posed that vision to me. Guys by the name of Cam and Mace, making an historic run. It is what it is, changing the game of how we cover sports. Honored to call.
Hey Dre, you familiar with those guys, right?
All friends and family.
Yeah.
Made a pitch. Didn't take no for an answer. Even me, and I'm thrilled to join them and try to create my own history. So this is an opportunity that I really was looking forward to once they sold it to me.
So
I
now,
like the idea of covering sports and being able to say, player did something right or wrong, coach did something right or wrong, referee did something right or wrong, and I can say that about the ref, not have to worry about having a meeting or getting a call.
I love watching.
all right. So listen, I just wanted to give you a glimpse to let y'all know that his show is on. That's pretty much the last slide that I have.
Okay.
Okay.
So, hey, but it's good. Everybody's into the podcast deal,
I
and
see that.
Yeah.
so that's where it's at now, man.
Yeah, but are they making any money?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're making money.
Yeah.
It depends on how many. Go ahead, Andre. Go
No, I
ahead.
was gonna say you could on YouTube you can monetize on YouTube. So yeah, I'm sure they got to get some kind of money. Yeah.
Hey, Trey, it's good to hear your voice, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. How's it going, man? I don't see you on post too often, man. Yeah.
I'm seldom on post, but I was there today.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know me. Yeah, I was there yesterday. I've been going in on Tuesday and Thursdays.
Y'all can coordinate. Y'all can know what days you're going there. So y'all both got to get there 2 days a week, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. For now.
It's hard, man.
Yeah. So,
it's a
but
matter of getting there 2 days a week.
We'll be doing that sushi run one of these days, man.
Yeah, we got to, man. That's a good idea.
Listen,
yeah, man. Just let me know when y'all want to do it, man. Yeah, so I'm down.
Anything else on the sports wise that we didn't think about today?
Nothing I can. Like I said, keep an eye on the weekend to watch LeBron hit 40,000. It's going to be historic.